Hello y'all, this is Kaiserredux, a mod for Hearthstone 4. It is an expansion of the popular mod Kaiserreich, but it can be played standalone. The mod focuses on fun and interesting scenarios over realism and grounded lore. We are going to play in the Balkan Peninsula. Specifically, the country we are selecting is Serbia. We start off being led by Peter Bojovic, who represents the ideology authoritarian democracy, and our only national spirit is jingoistic reclaimers, giving us more recruitable population and higher war support. Inspecting the army, we have 6 divisions, 4 infantry, and 2 cavalry. As for the other branches, we got no navy, as we are landlocked, and no air force. For the army commanders, we have an abundance in generals and 3 field marshals to add to that. In the focus tree, there's a lot to do here. We gotta wait for some focuses to unlock at a certain date, but until then, let's take one of the focuses in the middle here, specifically the new economic policy, so we can focus on our industry. The Kingdom of Serbia. This is a background lore event. Essentially, Serbia lost its southern territories to Bulgaria, while the remainder was kept under Austrian occupation until 1926. Since then, Serbia has struggled to survive, and the government is becoming increasingly anti-Austrian and jingoistic. Just nearby us is a potential enemy, Illyria, who is a member of the Austro-Hungarian Empire faction. The same can be said about our northern neighbor, Hungary. Alexander Kerensky was assassinated, and Kornilov storms Moscow. The new economic policy is completed. We'll move down to focus on industry, which will add 1 civilian factory and 2 military factories. Going through our military research, we have the newest guns, basic support weapons, no armor at all, basic artillery, and basic fighters and tactical bombers, which is all we have for aircraft and the military part of our technology as a whole currently. The United Baltic Duchy collapses, splitting up into a few smaller countries as a result. Continuing our way down the focus tree, we go with war industry and expand Bor mining complex, giving us military factories and resources. The opposite branch would have gave us a mix of factories, a research bonus, and building slots. The new parliament building of Serbia is opened after almost 30 years of construction. Mustafa Kemal is shot while giving a speech to a crowd, and the United States gets a new president in the form of Charles Curtis. It's February 1937, so we can pick one of the 3 focuses here to go down our political path. Let's go with the one on the left, continue the Regency. Protests in the support of the king are turning violent, and Black Hand supporters appear to demand the release of their leader. Let's get into all their demands and hail the new king, George. We pick him, the ruling party will change. We lose base stability, but we get a national spirit that is going to give us a little bit back, so it's not too bad. That completes the focus, a phantom of the past. King George is in power, representing the national populist, and we have a new national spirit, a phantom of the past, which raises our surrender limit by plus 15%. The old leader of the Black Hand, nicknamed Apis, has died, and we can choose a new one. Let's go with Dragutin Kasovic and his military junta instead of the so-called civil governance of the opposition. Dragutin leads Serbia now. I'm going to explain him and the Black Hand as a whole briefly. Kasovic was an officer of the Yugoslav army until the Axis invasion, afterwards becoming a Chetnik. He was known for using terror tactics against partisans. In 1945, the aforementioned partisans captured him, put him on trial, and then he was executed. Moving to the Black Hand, their purpose was the liberation of Austro-Hungarian Southern Slavs and the unification of ethnic Serb territories. With all of the internal politics settled, let's begin the Congress of Belgrade and start looking outward to other countries around us. The Congress event arrives, we form our own faction, the Belgrade Pact, and get 50 political power. With the focus finished, we can either aim for Greater Serbia or a Slavic Federation that will lead to forming Yugoslavia. Let's go with a Greater Serbia, which will give us claims on a few states. We can invite a couple other countries in our decisions tab to join our faction. Let's do that, so we'll have Romania, Greece, and Serbia triple teaming Bulgaria if we go to war. An event about the Belgrade Pact being formed, the Revanchist trio is ready, and we may be more than just a thorn in the side of Bulgarian ambitions in the region. In response to our overpowered faction being formed, the German Empire announces support for Bulgaria, and so does Albania. The nation celebrates Vidovdan, a memorial day to the Serbians who fell during the Battle of Kosovo in 1389. Status of the Orthodox Church: make Orthodoxy the state religion or be secular. We'll make it the state religion because honestly, if we pick the second one, we lose political power, and 6 countries will lower their opinion of us. Bulgaria is building up fortifications, and their army seems busy doing training, I think, so this is a good opportunity to deliver them an ultimatum. Russia declares war on Georgia. Let's see who the Georgian leader is out of curiosity. It's Stalin, so we have Kornilov versus Joseph Stalin. Monarchy is restored in Greece, so that's the end of the Republic and the new return of the kingdom. Bulgaria refused the ultimatum. We declare war, get manpower and political power. This is the start of the Fourth Balkan War. Two events about the war pop up. The goal for us is the destruction of Bulgarian hegemony over the Balkans. Rough time to be our enemy though. Sofia falls in the initial offensive. If we can maintain our momentum and constantly pressure the foe, we will have a victory. Cause of who we picked as leader, we can start the Black General Focus in the Black Hand branch of the tree, which upon completion gives us an event and a national spirit called a warrior nation. The military junta will perform the best course of action at the moment. The parliament is abolished and all actions of the new military government shall be held accountable by the king. It shall give back powers to a civilian government after the times of danger have passed. We are reforming the army. Let's go with General Nedich's focus on an offensive army centered around the superior firepower doctrine. The conflict is going well in our favor. We have encircled a couple enemy divisions and it will be going better once the Romanians take Varna. A new emergency constitution is created in order to solidify the legitimacy of the new regime, and we get some new buildings and infrastructure. Bulgaria asked for peace. It's a little bit too late, so we'll just have to say no to this one because their armies are already beaten. A military drill is turned into a grand parade. We get plus 30 army experience and minus 50 political power. In our focus tree, we're going to form the Black Legion, then after that take our own mythology, and lastly we will select the make work system, which is just below those two. The Polish Republic declares war on Galicia, Lodomeria, and to our north, the Austrians are fighting Hungary. The Great Serbian History, we must showcase an exhibition in Belgrade. Let's go with the Warrior one. We lose political power, but gain stability, war support, and army experience. A youth wing for our movement is formed. Illyria is occupied in the war with Hungary, so let's start the Focus Free Bosnia, which upon concluding, once it's finished, we will declare war on Illyria. Russia offers us an alliance. We'll say no to that because we got a pretty good thing going on with Greece and Romania right now. The Polish Republic didn't win, so they were annexed entirely by the Austrian Empire, and so was Hungary. The war with Illyria is a lot tougher than the one with Bulgaria because we're fighting 1v1 with them intentionally. But on the positive side, a bunch of their troops are watching from what was Hungary's border, keeping them out of the fight. The occupation of Bulgaria ends. They exist again, but become our puppet and renounce their claims to some states. This event is about giving out some state, I think. We'll give it to our new puppet because friendship ended with Greece. Now Bulgaria is my new best friend. Joining in on the fun is Fiume. This could be the distraction we need to win this war quickly. There is some outrage about our new constitution. People think the situation will only get worse. That's impossible. Both the king and the Black General give reassuring speeches to the populace. We have triumphed and all of Illyria belongs to Serbia. To the east, the Ottomans are fighting. They have Egypt under their control, but they're fighting Yemen and Iran. Russian boots march west to Germany. The German spear of influence in Eastern Europe is in danger. The weird thing about this, the Commune of France and their faction hasn't even declared war on the German Empire yet. A great statue will be made for Dragutin Dimitrijevic, also known as Apis. Wow, that's surprising for sure. The United Kingdom has been restored. I'm keeping my eye on Fiume just in case they try anything. In the meantime, we're going to justify on the Austrian Empire to take the claimed state of West Banat. The big things the Austrians have going for them is that they still have Bohemia and Galicia, Lodomeria, so no doubt they'll be in their corner if a war occurs. The Commune of France finally gets around to declaring war on the German Empire, who has been busy dealing with the Russians in the east. We complete the focus, the Albanian question. What's the answer, you may ask? It's war. It's just war. Integration of Albania will start it, but it will cause a great deal of unrest in Albania. Fiume join the Entente. They may try to declare war on us later, so we'll have to have our war with the Austrian Empire fast. The sequel to World War I is ready to begin. The Austrian Empire versus Serbia and Romania. What could be the first and last offensive is going very well. They seem to be overextended even after calling in all of their faction members. It could be because they're fighting on a wide front in this whole conflict. Austria and Germany sue for peace. We agree to their terms so we don't get war with the entire Reichspakt. The Treaty of Budapest is a magnificent victory for our faction. We get what we wanted and the Romanians get Transylvania. The video is going to stop here. If you enjoyed the mod, make sure to check it out. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Have an awesome day. I'll see y'all later. Bye.